You gotta go put some clothes on. Quick. Good morning. I don't know if anybody's out there yet. We're gonna get going in about 2 minutes. So get ready. My daughter was just telling me about a dream she had last night, and I interrupted her. And she's going to join us for the workout. I think Leah is too. All right, let me send this link out to everyone. Again, we'll start about 7 a.m. So I think my watch is a little off here. So yeah, we'll start in a couple minutes. All right, guys, I just sent out the email. Hopefully everyone's going to click on the link. We'll get going in about 1 minute. Get ready for it. It's going to be great. You going to work out this morning too? Spartans, good morning. This is Patrick Harner on the Patrick Harner YouTube channel. coming at you live from Lebanon, Ohio, from Deerfield Crossing apartment complex. I'm here in my glorious gymnasium here during the coronavirus lockdown. But again, that's not going to keep us from getting a great workout in this morning. I think my whole family's joining the workout this morning. It's going to be pretty wild. So today I've got a great workout lineup for you today. We've got a couple of key warm-up isometrics that we're going to start with. We're starting with some active stretching. Then we're going to do a few key isometrics to warm up with. We're going to make sure we hit our ankles and wrists. Then we're going to work on some balance. We're actually going to do some speed, agility, quickness training this morning, just a few things. Then we're going to move into some motion exercise. I think we're just going to do 2 exercises there. Then we're going to go into some pretty aggressive isometric holds. We'll start with some total body isometric holds. Then we'll do some hip holds, some shoulder blade shoulder holds, and then some core holds. And then we'll cool down. And that should take us, again, 45 minutes to an hour. Hopefully YouTube doesn't kick me off this time. Video, when they kicked me off, they said it was inappropriate content or something. I appealed it, and video's back on. So part 1 and part 2 of our last workout are on. This is my daughter, Talia. Can you say good morning? Good morning. All right, guys. Let's get going. I'm going to start with some active stretching. So check this out. I think that should be enough space. All right, we're going to start with some side bending. Watch what I'm going to do with my arms. One's going to go above. The other's going to go in front. We're just going to hold for a few seconds. And you're only going as far as you feel comfortable. You should feel maybe the slightest stretch in there. You don't have to push it hard. But each time you go back into the position, try to go a little further. This should feel really good. Just working it back and forth. Good. Now take the bottom arm and go behind your back. Can you go behind, Talia? Take your arm behind. Hey, look, this arm. And reach back. There you go. Yeah. And then go the other way. Yeah, good job, Talia. You should feel really good. Okay, we'll do one more to the other side. Good. Okay, real simple. I'm going to reach my arms up as high as they'll go. I'm going to arch my back and get up on my toes. And then I'm going to collapse and then reach back. Let's go back and forth between those two positions. Again, we call this active stretching because you're not passively forcing yourself into a position. If you want to do some of that, commonly known as static stretching, you can do that after the workout. We want to do stuff that's more active and or we'll warm up beforehand. Good. All right. Let's do this one. You're going to give yourself a big hug. You're going to open the arms up and then hold for a few. Big hug. And then hold for you. Brielle's joining us this morning too. Good morning, Brielle.
Good morning. Well, Mom is not in here.
Well, I think she's changing Trinity's diaper. Good. All right. Nice job. Okay, we're going to move into some of those key isometric holds. Some of these are probably going to be new for a lot of you out there. So just pay attention. Let me see if I can show you how to do this. I think this will be the best angle to show you right here. Let's go like this. So I'm going to lay back. Now my pelvis and knee, it's hard to see my pelvis, but I'm turning my pelvis so my right butt cheek is turning off the ground, okay? So that's the direction I'm turning. I'm going to use my hand as a wall against my knee. So turn a little bit. Now push your knee into your hand. And you should feel your adductor kick in and your core muscles. And I'm going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I'll rest. Let's do that again. Turn it over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Here, so you're going to cross your leg over and your hands right there like that, okay? Let's do it one more time. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's go to the other side. Cross it over. Yeah, now you'll get to see my pelvis a little better. I'm going to turn that direction. Again, my hand's going to be in the way. It's going to be a wall and turn. Now, these isometrics, they can be super aggressive and actually be like strength training. Rest. But we're not being aggressive right now. This is just our warm-up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's do it again. Turn it over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest it. Let's see if we can go one more time. Get my hands against my knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest it. Cool. All right. Let's get up on your feet. Let's check out this isometric. So this one, you're going to do almost like a row. Here, honey, keep facing this way. You're going to kind of be bent over at the hips. So butt's back. You're going to let your spine collapse. Now watch how I get into the position. I'm going to arch my back. Shoulder blades are going to pull together, and I'm going to bring my elbows back like a bent row. And you're going to hold that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then let yourself slouch over. Good. And pull it up. 5, 4, 3. And the hardest thing you can tell as Brielle and Talia do this, the hardest thing is to get that arch in your back. Let me see if I can help them do that. Arch your back right there. Yeah, it's hard to get arch your back right there. Good. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're having a hard time, sometimes a good cue is to think of your chest pulling up to the ceiling. So lifting your chest up to the ceiling. Okay, let's try one more. Lift the chest up, shoulder blades back, and arms up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good, those are just a few key isometric warm-up exercises. There's loads more that we can do. All right, we're going to move into some wrist and ankle warm-ups. The wrist and ankle warm-ups are going to be really important. I know maybe some of you feel like, my wrists and ankles are totally fine. But the number one complaint I get from people working on their hands when they're on their hands crawling or doing push-ups is the wrist. Now, usually it doesn't lead to anything crazy detrimental in the short term. It probably could lead to something detrimental in the long term. But usually people say, my wrists feel a little achy or a little strained. That's why we want to warm them up, okay? So let's do that. Real simple. You probably remember this from last time. I'm going to pull my knuckles towards my forearm. Here we go. Ready? And go for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, instead of resting, let's just switch to the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And switch to the other side. Yeah, there you go, like this. And you put your hand right there. And go for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. And again, 5. Hopefully the lighting is a little better this week. I brought in an extra lamp, and I turned on every single light in our house. Or in our apartment.
Dada.
Good, rest one more time. What? 5, 4,
Don't make it.
3, 2, 1. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. All right, let's go the other way. I'm going to take my palm towards my forearm. The tendency on this one is to bend your elbow. No need to bend the elbow, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can probably see I have a pretty big difference side to side between my left and right in this particular range of motion. And rest. I think we do one more of these. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Talia's belly is growling, if you didn't hear that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Good. Now let's just do some active stretching with our hands and wrists. That should feel really good as you do that. If you can see what I'm doing here. Again, elbows are staying straight. Good. And rest. All right, let's move to our feet and ankles. So I'm going to take the camera down here, actually.
Now we have to shrink.
No, you can stand up and just looking at our feet. Brielle just said we have to shrink. We don't have to shrink. All right, let's do this first. I'll go this way. I'll start a little bit. All right, you can probably guess what I'm going to do. You're just going to take it up and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now go to your heels. It's hard to keep your balance so you can hold on to something or just kind of walk back and forth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, let's go up under the balls of your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do that one more time each direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's do one more foot ankle exercise. You're going to, it's hard to see, but I'm going to peel the inside edges of my feet up. You're going to try to put the focus on the ankles, not so much the legs turning.
I don't know.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this is even harder to see. You're going to lift the outside edges of your feet up. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inside edges up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And outside edges of your feet up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now work it back and forth. Back and forth. That should feel really good. All right, guys, we're going to move into some balance now.
It's too good that I can't stop.
All right, we're going to work on some balance, okay? Now, the idea on the balance exercise is that you want to be as still and as quiet as possible, still and quiet. So pretend I have like an orb or a glowing circle, like where my belly button is. I'll actually just keep my hands there. Now watch how I'm going to shift. I'm going to shift that glowing circle over my right foot. That's more or less my center of mass, shifting over that foot, okay? And then I'm just going to gently lift my left leg up, and I'm going to hold. Now I'm actually going to put my watch on. I'm going to try to hold for a minute. Now, the more still you are, the more you get permission to do challenging stuff. So again, my left leg is up off the ground. I'm totally still. Now I'm going to add a little challenge. Arms across. See if you can turn your head back and forth, just your head. That's going to change the challenge a little bit. Good. Now, if you're still remaining still, unlike my daughters, see if you can move your torso now. See if you can twist your torso back and forth. That's going to be a little harder. Good, and we're already at 40 seconds. Now, if you can't twist back and forth, that's okay. Just go back to holding still.
Okay.
Now let's try the pelvis. So I'm twisting the pelvis, my torso, and my head back and forth.
Whoa.
Good, and that's going to take us to 1 minute. All right. Now your foot, you're probably feeling the arch of your foot really lighting up. That's great. Let's go to the other side. Again, think of that circle, my belly button, shifting over my left foot, lift the right foot up, and we're going to hold for a minute. Now just bring the arms up. You want to try to keep your arms quiet. They can be here or here, down by your side, but you don't want to try to get into doing this. We want to use our hips, knee, foot, and ankle to help keep our balance. All right, now let's start some turning. I'm going to start with my head. I'm just slowly turning my head back and forth.
Mama said that I have to do.
Whoa. Okay, now I'm going to do my torso back and forth. My pelvis is roughly staying still. That's going to feel a little harder. Now, it's normal for you to be a little shakier on one side. That happens to everybody. Some wobble is okay, but you're just trying to be still and quiet as you can. Progress would look like being a little more still and quiet the next time you try this. Good. So I'm turning my pelvis. I forgot to mention that now. Good, and that's a minute. Bring it to a rest. Great job. All right, that was our little balance exercise. Now we're going to move into some speed, agility, quickness. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Patrick, how can I do SAQ training, speed, agility, quickness in my little tiny apartment? Well, I'm going to show you how. We're going to start out with a very simple plyometric exercise that my daughters love. It's called a pencil jump. Okay, so I want you to think of this is your foot, this is the ground, and you're going to jump. But instead of just resting, you're trying to keep your heel up, and you're trying to keep your foot and calf stiff. And you're going to go quick, okay? You'll see what I mean here in a second.
Can I show them?
Okay, so we're all going to show you the pencil jump. So I'm going to stand sideways so you can see me. Now notice it's not this. Okay, you're trying to get springy. Springy. Ready? We're going to do it for 20 seconds. Let's go. Pencil jump. Now, you can't see them. They like to put their hands up like the point of a pencil. But I'm bending my knees, but I'm not coming down to a squat each time. I'm just bouncing off the ground like I'm jump roping quickly. Good. And that's 20. Good. Now rest. Now for the speed, agility, quickness training, we're going to take a little time in between. So I'm going to do a 1-to-1 work-rest ratio. Depending on how aggressive it is, I might make that a 1-to-2 work-rest ratio. So I might do it for 20 seconds and then rest for 40. Okay? Or I might do a 1-to-4 work-rest ratio, depending on how aggressive it is. That was a little aggressive, so we're just doing a 1-to-1 work-rest ratio. All right, that's 20 seconds. Let's do it again. Pencil jumps. Let's see if you can get a little higher. Again, it's coming from the calves, coming from the ankles. Good, we're almost there. calves are lighting up. And rest. Whew. Okay, now we're resting. We're going to rest. We're going to do one more speed, agility, quickness exercise. We're going to do tuck jumps now, but we're going to have a little bounce in between. Just like if you first remember when you did jump rope when you were a kid, you didn't immediately go into just jumping. You kind of jumped, and then it was a soft jump, soft jump, jump, soft jump, jump. All right, so we're going to do tuck jumps. So we'll go to that soft jump into a big jump. So your knees are going to go up into your chest. Okay, so let me give you an example, and we'll get into it. So check it out. Soft jump, big jump. See how my knees came up? And then it's right back into that soft jump, okay? So let's go for 20 seconds. Here we go. Leah, you can come on in. Leah's over there doing it in the background. Get on screen here. We're going to make you a star. And that's 20 seconds. Good. All right, we're going to rest for 20 seconds. Okay, we're doing a 1-to-1 work-rest ratio. Did you warm up?
Yeah, warmed up.
Okay, good. I was just making sure Leah warmed up. You don't want to go into any kind of plyometric, speed, agility, quickness training without warming up. That is a big, big no-no. Make sure you warm up. So if you're just joining us, get your body warmed up, and then get into it. All right, that was 20 seconds of rest. This is our last speed, agility, quickness exercise. We're doing a plyometric. Ready? Tuck jump. Go. Soft jump. Big jump. Soft. Big.
My hair is slowing up.
Talia is demonstrating how not to do the exercise. Woo! That'll get the heart rate up. All right, guys, take a break. We're going to move into the next portion of our exercise. So that was our brief speed, agility, quickness training. We're going to move into some slow motion exercises, okay? Now we're going to do push-ups, and we're going to do what I call a single leg squat with an outrigger. I'll show you what that means in a little bit, okay? So push-ups and then a single leg squat outrigger. So the slow motion part is your tempo, okay? We're not doing this quick. This is not plyometric training. We're going to try to do something like a 5-5 or 6-6 tempo. And so if I was doing the push-up, say this is me doing the push-up, I'll take my time, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they'll go back up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 6 seconds. Now, you don't have to go the same tempo I'm going, but go slow, especially on your transitions. You'll notice most people, when they're transitioning from up to down or down to up, is they'll bounce a little bit to give them a little bit of momentum to get through the exercise. We're trying to take away all that bounce, all that momentum. All right, so let's start with our push-ups. Hanging back up, Brianna. Now, on these push-ups, just for fun, girls, you don't have to do this, but I want to try this. I'm actually going to mess with my hand position, okay? So instead of being out here, or I know a couple years ago, everyone's like, this is the best way to do a push-up. And some people are like, no, this is the best way. Well, the reality is they're both great ways to do push-ups. They're just different. I won't go into the minutia of why they're different, but I'm going to play with one hand a little narrow and one hand and arm out a little wider while I do these push-ups, okay? And then my second set, we'll go the other direction, all right? So let's try it out. So get in your push-up position. Talia, here, back up a little bit so you can get in your push-up position. And we're going to try to do this for a minute. Here we go.
Daddy.
Watch how slowly I go down.
Daddy, maybe you need to go low so they can see you.
Yeah, let me get this a little lower. Good call. Good. All right, I'm starting that. If you're still going, sorry, I'm restarting my watch. Just give you a little more time. Hey, back up. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to hold for a moment and then up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Let's try 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Try some of these girls. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 6, 5. Now it's hard to see, but I'm not resting at the bottom. I'm getting as close to the bottom as I can and go down. We're at about 45 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that should be about a minute. Nice. All right. So we'll do a second set here in a little bit, but now I'm going to go into my, some people call it a front-loaded lunge. Some people call it a single leg squat with balance support. I think of it as an outrigger. A guy who worked in industry, as an engineer, described it as an outrigger. I really like that. So check this out. So I'm going to start with my right leg forward. Okay, and just like a squat, my butt's going to go back. I'm going to allow my torso to lean forward, okay? But really, I want to think about my center of mass getting out over that front foot, okay? Getting over that front foot. Now watch my back leg. My back leg is my outrigger. So it's giving me a little bit of support. Give me a little bit of support. Now I don't have weight on my back foot. I should actually be able to pick that back leg up. But you see how my torso, my hip is shifted forward? Now I'm going to start going down again. We're going to do a slow tempo. Now I'm pushing my butt back. And again, I'm allowing my torso to lean forward. I have very little weight on that outrigger in the back. You should feel your butt light up like crazy. Now I'm going to stay lean forward. Again, very little pressure on that back foot. Keep tension on your butt. Let's do it again. Notice I'm not slouching. I'm keeping my back rigid. Good. Good. Something was going on in the background there. I kind of lost focus here. Again, letting that butt push back. Notice how my center of mass, my torso is all leaned over my foot. I've got that outrigger in the back, slowly coming up. You should really start to feel that. Again, every once in a while, just lift up that back foot. Make sure your weight, almost all of your weight is on that front foot. Good. And that was about a minute. I'm going to crack this door open. Just getting hot. It's a beautiful morning out there. All right, I'm going to flip around. Leah's going to keep working on her other side. Now, Leah, she's kind of moving forward. She wants to, stay there. Okay, go ahead and go back into it. You want to drop your hips straight down. There you go, Leah. Now, very little pressure on that back leg, though. Good. All right, let's try the other side. All right, here we go. 1 minute. Yeah, I'm pushing my butt back. Got my outrigger in the back. Should feel that butt light up and slowly coming up. And again, as far as depth, people like to make up rules like, ass to grass, or they say stuff like that. Sorry, I just said that. Butt to grass, but that's just a common phrase people say. But the reality is, it's up to you and your body type. Some people are going to go a lot lower, a lot easier. Some people it's going to be much more difficult. That could be based on the range of motion at each specific joint. For now, just go as low as you can, low as your knee feels comfortable, your ankle feels comfortable, and go as low as what you can control. That's really the important part. 10 seconds. Get almost there. Pushing that butt back again. I have very little pressure on that outrigger. Feel that butt light up. Good, and rest. Cool, all right. We're going to do another set of each of those slow motion exercises. Again, I'm going to my push-up. Now for fun, I'm playing with my hand position. So when I set up, if this is the floor, last time I was like this. This time I'm going to be like this. All right, let's do it. Let me just get right there. Okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, you're going as low as what you can control. You might modify this throughout the set. Maybe you only go halfway or a quarter of the way, but try to challenge yourself.
Mama, when I went outside, it was really nice.
We're almost there. That should be, yep, that's a minute. Good, rest. All right, let's go right back to that front-loaded lunge or that single leg squat with an outrigger. Right leg, here we go, 1 minute. For a little added bonus, if you keep your arms out in front of you, that's going to add a little more load to that glute. Now, what's nice about that outrigger, check this out. Unlike a single leg squat, if this leg's up, my knee has to dive in a little bit. And all you NASM people out there, don't you for a second believe you can keep that knee perfectly lined up with your hip and shoulder. This outrigger actually allows my ankle and knee to stay a little more lined up. It's going to be a little better on my knee as opposed to doing my single leg squat. You go into that single leg squat, your knee has to be underneath the center of your pelvis. It has to be, unless you have a little bit of support, okay? Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we're almost there. Feeling that butt light up. Woo! Good, that's a minute. Let's switch to the other side. Same deal. Pushing the butt back.
Hello.
Again, I got very little pressure on that back leg.
It's like I'm
Feeling that butt light up. Good. How much lean is in your torso is going to be a little bit up to you and a little bit up to just the mechanics of your body. I will say the more you get that torso out over the foot, the more you're going to feel that in your butt. I think I'm saying that right. But for any of you engineer buffs out there, we're increasing the moment arm to this joint. We're increasing the amount of torque we're putting on this axis, on that joint. Okay, if my torso is more vertical, I'm going to shorten that moment arm. There's going to be less torque on that hip. It's pretty cool that we can increase the torque without having any external load. Let's try one more. Good. Fire that butt up. Fire that butt up. Keep the tension on. Keep the tension on. Good. And rest. That's a minute. Woo! Hey, great job out there. That was the slow motion portion of our workout. Now we're going to move into some isometric holds. We're going to start with some total body isometrics. Now these would be planks, okay? So we're going to do 3 versions of plank. One will go right and left sides, okay? So 3 different versions of plank. Let's start with the most basic version. And these are all going to be straight arm, okay? And the reason I call it basic, it's more just, I'll say popular. Okay, popular version of the plank. You're just doing your straight arm plank. Again, we're going to try to hold these for a minute. Wrists underneath the hands. And you're just holding still. Come a little more forward so you can see my feet. My head, it looks like my head's on the couch. It's not on the couch. Now, back position. Okay, some people say flat back. Some people do this. Some people curve it up. You just want to try to be neutral, okay? You're going to know you're in neutral when you feel your abs really kicked in and you don't feel any pressure on your lower back. If you feel pressure in your lower back, you got to adjust it. You got to probably tuck your hips a little more. I actually cue a lot of people to tuck that pelvis. That really engages the abs more. You don't have to be that tucked. Just make sure your abs are engaged. Now, shoulder blade position. I don't want you down here. I actually want those shoulders protracted forward, okay? Hold that position. Now, you can do some other variations. If you want to lift the leg up or tap your shoulders, you totally can. I'm just rolling over to check my watch. Good. And that's 1 minute. Let's bring it to a rest. All right. We're immediately going to go into our next position. This is one that's not as common. It's very similar to a crab walk, but you're actually, it's a straight arm plank, but you're only going to lift your hips up as far as your shoulders feel comfortable. Wrist position's up to you. You can go that way or this way. This is going to feel a little easier on the shoulders. Straight legs. I'm going to take the hips up as high as my shoulders feel comfortable. And I'm just going to hold. Now, I've got my head tucked forward so I can see what's going on with the rest of my body. If you want to take that back, that's going to put a little pressure on the muscles in your neck. That's okay. If they get tired, man, just take that head forward. That's okay. Good, holding. You should feel your butt, hamstrings, back muscles working. Just holding this position. Again, you normally wouldn't do this. I'm going to check my watch real quick. So I'm going to take a leg out, roll it up. We're already at 45 seconds, guys. Nice job. Good. Now, the other thing is notice my shoulders aren't tucked up to my ears. They're down away from my ears. My butt's up. I'm going to try to go up a little higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it to a rest. Nice job. You can probably guess what the next plank's going to be. We're going to move into a straight arm plank, but it's on your side, okay? On your side. Here we go. Now, some people do this funky thing where they take their arm up and it looks all pretty. You just have your arm here. You can have it up here if you want. I don't care. Now, you're probably starting to feel your hands and your wrists. You feel that? That's why we're warming these things up, man. We got to warm those hands and wrists up. Now, it's tough to see because my shirt is baggy a little bit, but if I pull this up, you can see that I'm not drooping here. I'm really pulling the hip up, and I'm trying to bring my rib cage to my pelvis. I'm trying to pinch that area. You're going to feel those obliques light up. I'm going to guess we're at 45 seconds. Good. Make sure that head's nice and neutral with the rest of your body. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to guess that's a minute. Let's check my watch. Hey, I was only a second off. All right, let's go to the other side. Now, Leah just took her socks off. You might notice her feet are slipping. That can actually make it more challenging where you have to use your obliques to kind of keep your feet towards you. But you're probably going to be off better just barefoot as you hold that position. Good. Good. Keeping my body solid and still. Notice I've got a lot of space in between my shoulder and ear. My head is not hanging. I'm not looking up this way. I'm trying to keep it neutral with the rest of my body. And I'm just holding. Good. We're already at 40 seconds, guys. Nice job. Wow, where the light is, it kind of looks like I'm glowing, like I've got a halo. I'm very angelic. Leah thinks that about me all the time. I wish you could see Leah. I'm kind of taking up the whole screen. And again, you're only holding as long as you can control it. So if you're getting a little out of control or fatigued, challenge yourself, hold it, but then you can take a break and then just hop back into it. Good, rest it. Whew. Nice job, guys. All right. That was our 3-way straight arm plank holds. We just did each of those for a minute. We did 3 different directions. One side we did to right and left. So kind of 4, but really 3 exercises. All right, next series of exercises, we're going to go into hip holds, shoulder blade holds, and then core holds, okay? So in a previous video I sent out, you probably have seen some of these. We're going to go right into challenging our hips. And we're just holding positions. We're going to try to hold each position for a minute. If you get fatigued, tired, shaky, hold a little longer and then just bail out. Take a break and then get right back into the position, okay? Here we go. We're going to do 4 different directions on these hip holds. Ready? I'm going to tighten my abs up before I move. I'm going to lift my leg up. Notice my leg is straight and my foot is flexed back towards me. Now, I know a few people, I train some ballerinas, they can lift their leg up past their hip. It almost becomes an easy exercise, like their leg is just resting back here. Only take your leg up maybe 30 or 45 degrees and hold that position. That's what's going to be challenging to this. Maybe you can maybe go a little higher and just hold. Keep the abs still. You might notice that your pelvis wants to move around. Try to keep the abs tight, leg still, knee straight, foot flexed back. Good, we're already at 40 seconds. Good, 8 seconds left. Hopefully you feel this kicking in, okay? A lot of you are probably going to feel your quad kicking in. That's okay. Even put your hand on your hip and tell your mind to focus on this chunk of muscle right here, or these muscles here. Good, that's a minute. Let's go to the other side. Lift it up. Hold them for a minute. Knees straight, foot flex back. Try to feel this kicking in. Even keep your hand here. Even touch the muscles. We're trying to keep it out of here and put it in here. Again, if you feel here, that's okay. But you want to try to get it up in here. That's what's holding you still. Good. For some of you just tuning in, it might look like just a still image, but we're actually holding isometric positions. So isometric just means holding still, or what appears to be still. So there's 3 different kinds of contractions: concentric, eccentric, and isometric. We're working on isometric right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to roll over to the tummy. We're going to do straight leg raise laying on your tummy. Ready? Here we go. We're going to lift it up. Leg straight. You can point your foot. Now notice I'm not going to move my pelvis around, okay? I'm just working from the hip, from the butt. And you should feel your butt and hamstring working. Now I'm just checking my back to make sure I'm not using my back to lift it up. It's just coming from my hip. And just hold. So we're already at 30 seconds. I can already tell I'm getting a little tired. I'm not shaky yet though, but I'm really starting to feel my muscles work. Maybe you do too. I'm going to try to go a little higher. Yeah, I can get up a little higher. Leah can too. Good, we're already at 47. Now you might notice your pelvis starts to roll that way. Just lock that pelvis back down to the ground, okay? That's going to really be helpful to you. And that's a minute. Let's go to the other side. Again, I don't want to roll my pelvis that way. I'm going to keep my leg straight, point my toe, lift my leg. Oh, I started to roll my pelvis. Do you see that? And just lift up as high as you can keep that pelvis still. Lift up as high as your lower back feels comfortable. Hold that position. Hey, Talia. I said hi. Are you going to work out with us? Now, to make this more challenging, have your daughter or a small dog lay on your back. Good. We're already at 32 seconds. At the very least, it'll distract you from what you're doing. Hey, get off me. Talia. All right, Talia. You've had enough screen time. Good. We're at 48, 49. Trying to keep that leg up. I'm going to go a little higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Rest. All right, let's lie on your side. Going back to the right leg. You can probably guess what we're doing. We're lifting it up. Don't let the pelvis roll back. Don't let it roll forward. Take that leg up and feel these muscles kick in. Now, because I haven't had access to a gym, I've been doing a lot of exercising like this, and I can already tell how much stronger and much more comfortable I'm getting holding these positions. If you'd have looked at me a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, this position was very fatiguing, very difficult for me to hold. You can't see her, but my daughter's wiggling my toes right now. There she is. You are a goofball. Hey, well, no. Again, that's another way to increase the challenge of the exercise. She fell off my leg. I didn't push her off. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, instead of going to the to roll over, we're going to just cross the leg over. I'm going to lift my bottom leg. Okay, that's more my hip adductors now. These muscles kind of in here. You're going to hold. Now, notice I've got my hand supporting my head. That's so my head doesn't do this. That's not very comfortable. It would be like having a little pillow under my head. I'm going to try to keep my spine neutral and lined up. Even my neck. Did you just do a somersault, Talia?
No.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, no. Now get off the leg. Again, if you want to increase the challenge, just get your daughter to lay on your leg. Talia.
I'm up.
You want to do the exercise with us?
No.
Good. Now I'm really starting to feel this kick in. It took about 45 seconds, but man, I can really feel that kicking in. If you can go up a little higher, go for it. I actually can't. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's go to the other side. Now I'm actually going to start with my bottom leg this time, okay? Good, lift it up. I'm going to do 1 minute. Again, I've got a rolling clock, so we're losing a few seconds on each of these. But again, we're doing roughly a minute. If you can't hold a minute, just go as long as you can. Take a break. Try to jump back into the exercise. If you can't, just rest until the next one starts. Now, it's hard to see at this angle, but my bottom leg sometimes wants to shift forward or shift backwards. I want to try to keep it in line with my body. Head, shoulders, hips, leg, all of those points are lined up. Nice straight line, okay? So if you had a bird's eye view, that's what you would see, is you'd see a nice straight line. Wow, we're already at 50. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, leg on top, lift it up. And it feels so much more comfortable. Good, hold, get in here so you can see my head, my beautiful face. Good, how you doing back there, Leah? You missed a great warm-up we did at the beginning. Good, we're at 20 seconds. At this point, in all of these, you're probably feeling your muscle kick in. And if it's not fatigued, maybe you can go a little higher. That's cool. Do you see that? I just went a little higher. As that muscle gets warmed up, gets more fired up in that position, you might be able to go a little further into the range, which is going to make it more difficult. Now check it out. Woo, I'm going to go a little higher. Good, we're already at 50 seconds. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoo! Hey, nice job out there. That was our first set of hip isometric. Oh, sorry. We did all of our hip isometric holds. Now we're going to move into our shoulder blades, shoulder blade and shoulder isometric holds. Again, you might remember some of these from a previous video. I'm going to try a different angle to show you these at. We're going to do a Y, a T, an L, a W, and we'll call it an O. That kind of makes an O or a diamond. Maybe we'll call it a diamond, okay? So we're going to do 4 of these positions again, okay? All right, let's do it. So first one is going to be our Y. Now this, the tendency is to lift the chest and head up. Don't worry about that. Give your lower back a break, okay? Here we go. 1 minute. Notice my thumbs are turned up, not flat. That just makes it a little different. Again, you're just tuning in. It looks like the internet's frozen. It's not. We're just holding isometrics. We're already at 30 seconds. Now notice, even I just caught myself looking in the video, my elbows started to bend. That makes it easier. That's okay, but if you have the ability to, straighten those arms out. Force yourself to stay in that position. Woo! We're already at 50. Good. Woo. Rest. All right, we're going to move from our Y to our T. I'm going to do the T. Sometimes I turn my thumbs up. Sometimes I turn the other way. I'm actually going to do the flat palm today, okay? All right, ready? Here we go. T position. Now, the tendency on this one is for the arms to move back. I want to keep those arms up. And with my black shirt on, it's hard to see, but I'm really getting my shoulder blades together. Whew. We're at 30 seconds. Got 30 seconds more to go. If you're starting to fatigue or get shaky, just take a break. Take 10-second break and then jump back into the exercise. It's okay. Talia, please go play. My daughters were starting to work out, and they kind of lost interest, I think. Good. We're at 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Good. All right. So what's next? We're going into our L. Okay. It's the same thing as the T. It's just my elbow is bent to 90 degrees. My elbows are bent to 90 degrees. Okay. Now, the big thing you want to watch out for on this is because my elbow's bent, I now have a moment arm to challenge rotation. Okay. So I want to make sure that my forearms stay parallel to the floor and I don't get into something like that. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to try to go for a minute. I'm going to take my watch off so I can actually see what the time is. Okay, here, let's do it. So it's hard to see at this angle, but my forearm, that would be resting on the floor. I'm lifted up above the floor. Shoulder blades are together. The tendency is for the elbows to sneak back or for the forearms to rotate. Try to avoid both those mistakes. Yeah, I'm already at 30 seconds. Checking my positions here. They look good. I'm going up a little higher. Woo! 47. Good. We're at 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Rest it. Good, we're going to go into our W. Okay, do you remember what the W is? It's the same thing as the L, except now my elbows are actually back. My shoulder blades are together. My forearms are lifted up. Let me go this way. It might be a little better angle. All right, let's do it. 1 minute. There it is. Yeah, that's probably a better angle for you to see. Now, this kind of exercise, every little millimeter makes a big difference. So this versus this, it doesn't look big, but it's a huge difference. So get up as high as you can. That's 30. Now you can probably see me. I continue to make adjustments. I'm trying to maximize my height. And what I notice as I hold this is, and as my muscles get warmed up, is a little more range opens up each time. Whew. And that's a minute. All right, last position. We're going to go into that O or that diamond where your hands are kind of at the small of your back and your hands are going to lift up. I'm probably going to go back to this position so you can see what I'm doing. All right, this is a really challenging one. I'm going to shoot for 30. I'll go longer if I can, and you should too, but I'm going to shoot for 30, okay? Here we go. Again, that's hard to see, but my hands are not touching my butt. They're at the small of my back. I'm lifting my elbows up, lifting my shoulder blades up. This one's super challenging. We're already starting to feel it. Yeah, I'm already starting to fatigue. You can see me shake. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And I'm just going to go for 30. Woo! If you want to keep going, go for it. And Leah's showing off. Leah, you're making me look bad. And again, from this angle, it looks like her wrists or hands are resting on her butt. They aren't. There's actually some separation there. It's just the angle of the camera. All right, guys. Now we're going to move on to our core holds. And this is what we're going to finish off with today, and then we'll do just a quick cool down. So the core holds, I'm going to be in, again, 3 different positions. One, and that means 4, but really one is just right, and left, okay? So here we go. We're going to start with our basic crunch. Here we go. I'm going to take ribs to pelvis, ribs to pelvis. Okay, notice when I went up, I didn't fling my head. Now here, the further back I take my head, the harder it's going to be here. The further I take my head forward, the easier it's going to become, although it's not easy. If you want to decrease the challenge, just take your arms in front of you. If you want to increase the challenge, take your arms behind. Now notice, depending on where you are, that's going to change the range or how shortened up those muscles are. So I can challenge myself in some ways more by getting to a shorter range. Now, if I take my arms back, I'm going to lose a little bit of that, but that's a slightly different challenge. Okay, so it's up to you. I'm just going to keep my arms here in the middle, in between those two extremes. Good. We're already at 51. See if you can go a little more. Yeah. Try to breathe normally and rest. Woo! All right, let's go into our back extension. Ready? Oh, I forgot to do the rolling clock. That's okay. Okay, back extension. Let's do it. 1 minute. I'm just checking out my form. Now here, I'm not lifting my arms up. That would be another challenge. But we already worked the heck out of those shoulder blade muscles. So I'm actually just going to hold this position. Now you might want to check after those muscles get fired up for a little bit. Maybe you can go a little higher. That was probably tough to see, but I actually went up a couple more inches. Every little inch counts. Every little millimeter counts. So don't discount it. Good. We're already at 40 seconds. Nice form, dude. I'm going to go up a little higher. Good. If you have never done these before, this is going to get real challenging real quick. Up a little higher. And that's a minute. Woo! Woo! Okay. We're going to roll on our side. We're going to do our obliques. This is the double sideline double leg raise. Ready? Here we go. 1 minute. Obliques. See how both my legs are up? Now there can be a little separation between my legs or my feet. It's hard to see, but there doesn't have to be either, okay? It's going to be up to you how you do that. Having just a tiny bit of separation actually feels better for me, and I feel more in my obliques. If my top leg is just resting on my bottom leg, I feel my adductor start kicking. If I take it up too much separation, now I'm back into work on my hip abductor. So I just keep a little bit of separation. That focuses on my pelvis actually turning towards my rib cage. Again, my pelvis turning towards my rib cage. The thing about having daughters is I'm covered in sparkles all of the time. I just found some sparkles on my hand. Oops, my watch. Good, and that's 1 minute. Good, let's go to the other side. Here we go. 1 minute. Now the thing I forgot to point out on the other side, the tendency is for the pelvis to roll forward or backwards. Nothing wrong with those positions. You can hold those, but I want your pelvis straight up and down. Do you see that adjustment? Again, I'm having just a little bit of separation between my legs. This angle makes it look like my foot's resting, but my foot was actually just turned right there. But a little bit of separation. If I rest that top leg, I'm going to feel that adductor working on the bottom a little more. If I really lift my top leg, I'm going to really feel my hip abductor kicking in. Nothing wrong with those. It's just the goal of this exercise right now is to train, these obliques here on top. That's already 45 seconds. Nice job. Four, three, two, one, and rest. Woo! Hey, nice job out there. Okay, now what I want you to do is take this 30 seconds and get up and just walk around. And I want you to feel something. You might be thinking to yourself like, Patrick, I'm not even sweating. Like, what an easy workout. Well, here's the deal. To have a good workout, you don't always have to push yourself to the maximum extreme. You don't always have to be puking in a puddle of sweat. You don't always have to be in pain after your workout. Sometimes you can get a workout in and just feel good. I'm sure many of you know Ben Greenfield. I would highly recommend looking him up. I don't follow a ton of his stuff, but I've read some of his articles. Really interesting guy. He's dedicated his his life to studying fitness. And he said something really interesting the other day when I was listening to him. He said, I used to think I always had to beat the heck out of my body to get results. And what I realized is that's not true. So walk around a little bit, see how you feel. Woo. And hopefully you feel really good. I feel great. So we're just going to do a little bit of active stretching, and then we'll get you guys out of here, okay? So we're going to start with, or finish with what we started with. Okay, we're going to take one arm over top, one arm in front. Only go as far as when you start to, just the hint of a stretch on your side there. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but my range has really opened up from doing strength training. Let's go to the other side. I bet your range has opened up too. And I can tell it's opened up because I can get further into the range comfortably. That's really a sign of range of motion, is if you can actively get into a position comfortably. How far can you go comfortably? If you're feeling stuff, extreme stretch and pull and tug, that's probably not your range. Let's go to the other side. Good. Now watch, I'm going to go back to the original side. My arm on bottom is going to go behind. And that feels so stinking good.
Stinking good.
Stinking good. Good. And bring it to a rest. All right, everybody out there in YouTube land, I hope you had a great workout. It was great joining you this morning. Again, I'll keep posting these. I'll keep posting these live stream videos on Saturdays until we can meet up again. So hopefully we can meet up in the future. And again, if you were surprised by this workout and it didn't feel as challenging as you wanted it to be, it's okay. That wasn't the goal of the exercise today. The goal was to hit these very specific positions, to work on some strength, work on some stability. And what I would recommend is if your body feels really good right now, just feel good the rest of the day. You don't have to go out and go for a long run and beat your body up. Once in a while, probably way more than once in a while, you should be doing workouts like this where you make your body just feel really good and you work on these really specific positions. Hope everybody's doing well out there while you're cooped up, but keep working on your goals. Stay healthy, get outside, exercise, and we'll talk to you later. All right, everybody. Goodbye. Thanks for joining us.